It
But
seems every week
there's a
there's
controversy.
more discussion about refereeing decisions than the actual games now on a weekly basis.
It's ridiculous, man. If it's a marketing ploy, it's genius because people are talking about the Premier League constantly. It's a genius marketing ploy.
Man, that's one way to look at it. Um, we blame the VAR, but it's human error. Still, they have the
So
technology, but it's still. I think how they did it in, was it the World Cup or the Champions League, where it's just like an automated system. It just shows up. You're either offside or you're not, or something like this. It's still, although they might be detached from the stadium and the atmosphere, it's still humans behind the computer making a decision.
yeah,
And you can see it even when the on-field officials go to check the video replay. The images that they show them, they're often showing them like still images of like the worst possible scene, or like slow motion replays, because it's human opinion. In their mind, they're already thinking, okay, this action is so or it isn't, or this player is guilty or he isn't. So yeah, it's still human error behind it at the end of the day. It's not really a perfect system.
but I feel like I think Mike Dean touched on it. They're like, we don't want to make this guy look bad. You know, I think he was talking Sky, and he was saying about he was on VAR saying he didn't want to make his mate look bad, right? These guys are all buddy. Like for example, why Arsenal get bad treatment is because the way Arteta is on the touchline. So maybe they all talked about it and like we're gonna teach this guy a lesson or something like that. You know what I mean? So they're all buddies of each other. There's no independent panel. And there's one guy called Jared Gillett, the Australian on VAR. The guy's a piece of crap. I swear to
Is
God.
your
Go back to
best
Australia.
friend, eh?
My goodness, when I had Jared Gillett on VAR, I know this guy's gonna give some dubious, messed up decision, man. Like, honestly, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it feels like it's becoming more and more of a talking point. Like before, it was like the odd decision, but now it's like every week, and I think all people really want from it, all anyone can really expect, is consistency, because there are too many things that happen like repeatedly, and in some instances it's given, some instances it isn't. It's subjective, really. Like, look at the Newcastle goal last weekend. I know you don't want to remember that right now, but um the header, when everyone's saying he pushed Gabriel, I've seen, obviously it's not quite the same. It's not the same league and all. But in a Classico a couple years back, I think it was Gareth Bale got disallowed a goal for
Oh, he rose over Jordi
basically,
Alba.
yeah,
Was so
basically the
yeah.
same action. So I mean, in some instances you see it given, and yeah, the instances are years apart, but the point
Yeah,
still
but
stands because
yeah, I seen that goal. The thing is, like, Gareth Bale barely touches him, and you know how Alba is. This guy's a rat. He just goes down so easily, right? But the thing is, Joelinton literally just like this. You know, like Gabriel was already diving and heading the ball, but I feel like that made him go down even quicker. Like it made him go down like really. I don't know how to explain it,
yeah,
man. It was just so annoying.
that one's that's a tougher one. There are definitely more decisions in the even in that very same game. Bruno Guimaraes, and he elbowed Jorginho in the forehead. I think in the past couple of days, the PGMOL or whoever has come out and said, yeah, that was actually the wrong decision because he should have been sent off. And then the Havertz tackle, was that against
Oh,
Newcastle as well?
yeah, Newcastle. The one thing there was a panel, right?
Mhm.
And you know the Bruno decision. It's how you know those guys are clueless, like being a footballers and referees. But I don't know. But they were like saying that's a split decision. Three of them were in favor, sending two of them were not in favor. And then for the Havertz tackle, four were in favor and one were not in favor. Something like, what's going on? Why is there bias in one instance and in another instance there's no bias? Like,
That's what I'm saying. It's still human emotion behind it. It's all
yeah,
subjective.
yeah,
Because to me, the Havertz tackle is definitely a red.
yeah. I could see, I could see that.
Bruno elbowing Jorginho in the head is unquestionably a red. I don't know where the
There
debate
was
or
two
margin for
incidents.
error
Yeah.
is.
There's multiple incidents. There's one he kicks a free kick at Ben White. Another, I think he pushes Jorginho again, but it's not the forearm this time. But it's ridiculous. Like, what's this guy doing? Is he playing U? Is he going UFC or something? Is he? I don't understand, man. This guy is.
Yeah, he's one of those players who kind of likes to live on the edge, likes to push his luck. But I really think he got away with one last weekend because it's a full on, like, you can see it's like it's his intent, is whether he's trying to hurt him or not, but he's definitely trying to leave a mark. He's
And how could you
really.
give a ben? Yeah, but how would you give a benefit of a doubt when the ball's gone? There's no ball. There's no ball there at all.
Yeah,
So
he
how can
was
you
so
give benefit
late.
of a doubt?
He was
There's
so
no
late.
ball there.
It's the same thing with the Havertz tackle. They were both so late, nowhere near the ball. The funniest bit for me was when Havertz realized that he only got a yellow, the little grimace on his face.
Oh man.
Like he knows he got away with one there. But on Arsenal, getting into the weekend's fixtures, they have Burnley at home tomorrow. I do expect Arsenal to win that comfortably at home.
Especially
What
company likes to play out. He's not a defensive coach, so I'm not expecting.
we'll touch on that a bit, but Arsenal, I have to. How long is Erdegaard out for? Do you know?
It's dubious. I mean, he's in the beginning of the season on fire, but then he's been playing with an issue, and then I don't know. They haven't been specific on it, but I think they're just nursing him. Maybe back in international break. I'm not sure, but no one knows.
Because the one thing I will say about Arsenal is without him in that midfield, I would argue there is a severe lack of creativity.
Yeah, I
Because the
agree.
past couple of games, it's Havertz really was kind of taking his spot. And Havertz doesn't really give you what Erdegaard does in any sense,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
I'm To be honest, I'm not sure what he gives. His Sky is like a Rubik's cube, man. He's the puzzle no one can seem to solve.
It's like the
So
thing is like there's glimpses of what he brings, but then there's also like I don't know, man. It's just he doesn't have that it factor. He just doesn't have it.
nah, he doesn't. I mean, it begs the question though: why does he keep starting over Fabio Vieira? Because the issue with no Odegaard in the team is the creativity. He is almost the sole creative force from midfield.
Yeah.
Rice and Partey and Jorginho are all good players in their own right, but they're not quite Odegaard. Arsenal don't really have a player like him.
Speaking of
Um,
Partey, out until January.
yeah, I can't say I'm surprised. The guy is made of glass. But
Watch him be fit for Ghana and AFCON, right? Watch him be fit, and then he comes back injured again for us.
you said it yourself. Out till January, man. The timeline adds up.
Bro,
But there is definitely a significant lack of creativity there without Erdegaard. So it begs the question, is Havertz only starting because of the price tag? Is it something in training? Because you'd be hard pressed to say that he's done enough or he's lit any kind of spark in his last run of games that would make you say, yeah, this guy deserves to start this weekend. I certainly can't make a case for him starting over Vieira. In glimpses when Vieira's come on off the bench, he's had an impact.
yeah,
Um,
especially in the beginning of the season, especially that Fulham game. I remember he had a couple of assists. So
yeah, there's a bit more speed in the way he plays as well. I mean, which can help. when you're trying to break teams down, if you can move the ball quickly or burst through the lines quickly. Havertz does everything kind of in his own language style, in his own time, and I feel like he slows a lot of the Arsenal attack down.
Yeah, I mean, like Arteta said, he's pleased with the way he's performing. He just says in front of goal he needs to improve. But I don't know. I'm yet to see something consistently. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
he has to have that presence. And the thing is, well, also another thing that we take for granted is that Odegaard, he always shows for the ball. He always in between the lines, he's there, right? Sometimes I don't see Havertz there, if you know what I mean. Like
He's either not there or he drops too deep.
exactly,
Kind of
exactly.
takes himself out of a place where he can creatively affect the game. Arteta saying he is pleased with it. That must be like part of the coach's media training or something. It's like Ten Hag coming out every week and saying United played well and played to the plan, and the plan was to lose. Then absolutely they played to the plan, but
I mean, who's
it must,
worse, Mason Mount or Havertz?
man. Right now, I don't even know, man. Mount was out. Mount was out for a spell, at least with the injury, so his sample size is a bit smaller.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
feel like
know.
Bruno and Mount are too similar. They can never play. I don't think they can function in the same team. It's impossible.
Speaking of functioning in the same team, the goalkeeping situation at Arsenal. How you feel about David Raya so far? Because before the move, I was quite a fan of his.
Yeah.
Because he commands his box, or at least he did. Good with
And
his
he's
feet,
among
he's
the
a good shot stopper.
he's among the top for shot stopping as well at
Mm-hmm.
Brentford. I don't know, like his positioning sometimes is off. He looks a little bit nervy sometimes. But then also I've seen some really great distribution from him. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. But I don't think this gains Arsenal points for you know what I mean? Like a net
Yeah.
positive. I haven't seen a net positive yet from not putting Ramsdale because Ramsdale like toward the season kind of dropped off, but during the majority of the season he was pulling off fantastic saves. I mean one of the saves he did against Liverpool and Salah, that was at Anfield, that was one of the amazing save. I mean like he does save Arsenal a lot and he gains Arsenal points. So I'm yet to see like a moment. Maybe the Spurs game he saved that shot. I don't know from who. From Brennan
Yeah, I know what
Johnson.
you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, that was an incredible save. But Ramsdale's done a couple of times last season. So let's see if Raya does that. But I'm yet to see the positive, like net positive of the move. Like I'm still gonna give him time. I'm not gonna say out or whatever. But
Yeah, so you're saying like you haven't really seen enough to justify him benching Ramsdale? Because I
yeah,
didn't
pretty
think that he
much.
would just come in and basically start from the jump like this. I don't think
Exactly. Yeah.
Ramsdale did much wrong.
Yeah.
But
I watched
that's
the
an
game against
interesting space to watch.
Yeah, I mean I watched the highlights of the West Ham game, the League Cup,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen like his confidence kind of bad right now. You know.
Ramsdale?
Yeah, Ramsdale. Like he's not like but it's like expected. You're number one last season. You're not number one. But it was the same thing like the Emi Martinez thing. You know what I mean? Before him, I mean after him was Leno, and yeah, it's just where it is, man. I always said that Emi Martinez leaving it always leaves a hole in my heart. I always said that. Like I always loved this guy. I always said that since day one. But like I
Man,
said, but time has proven me right because last season, or I don't know, this season. I mean, last season, I mean, Martinez was kind of inconsistent at Villa, so maybe Arteta was
you
right.
saw the goal he
Like,
conceded
oh yeah,
last
four
week?
against Forest, right?
And I saw it, and they just crowned this guy the best goalkeeper in the world. I saw it, I was like, this is
Yeah,
your champion, this is your
yeah.
hero.
Make it make sense. What's that marking? Bono finished ahead of him in the Ballon d'Or ranking, but then Martinez wins the Lev Yashin Award. Something like, how does that make
What?
sense?
That doesn't make any sense. But from
Yeah,
earlier that day,
yeah,
I said it to my coworker. I
yeah,
said he's gonna win the Yashin because Messi will win the Ballon d'Or just
no,
because of the World Cup. And
no.
on that precedent, they will give the Yashin to Martinez because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
And then right after he gets the award, he goes and does that against Nottingham Forest. I mean, but that one blip aside, Villa, I don't know
Oh,
how
they're
much of
cooking.
them you've watched this season, but my word, what a team to watch.
I honestly, I haven't I only seen the highlights sometimes and sometimes at the results, so I haven't fully seen them actually like play. But
Man,
like,
I've watched their games,
yeah,
especially the ones at Villa Park. Man, Emery is cooking, bro. It's really something special to see, like, and there's real quality there, man. Like they usually have. I use the midfield as an example. Kamara and Douglas Luiz would be like in there, and John McGinn. Sometimes he
yeah,
even starts Kamara at right back, I think. And then they can bring someone like Yuri Tielemans off the bench, Leon Bailey, and they're bringing them on and they're affecting the games. Like they're winning them points and so on.
yeah,
So, but man, watching them play it really is something. They play very high up the pitch, as is typical of Emery's teams. But the quality in there, man, and the football that they play, and they face Fulham Sunday morning.
yeah.
I think that could be a long day for Fulham because I was looking at
Let
the
me tell you about
stats.
Fulham. Marcus Silva's a fool. How do you not take 40 million at Al Hilal just to stay at bang average Fulham? You crazy Portuguese Mourinho. You're not Mourinho, fake Mourinho. Like how do you take away 40 million to stay on the average? Nah, be a mercenary, man. Come on, man. It's just
I don't know.
come on.
I'm inclined to agree because right now they're scoring less than a goal per game, and they concede like 1.5 or something like this per game. So it's not good. And Villa score on average probably like 2 goals a game or something like this. So I mean it it should be an interesting watch. Fulham, they play a bit risky. They'll go for it because this is Marco Silva's way. They'll try to play. How good they are at it, that's up for debate. But like you look at that attack, Raul Jimenez is definitely not the same striker he once was since that injury. And
No,
then there's players like Willian and Decordova-Reid and so on. None of these are Willian is towards like the tail end of his career, and none of these are prolific goal scorers really.
no.
So I don't see where the sudden upturn of goals will come from. And I think they've won one game in their last 5, and going to Villa Park, or Villa have only lost one in their last 5, and that was last week. So they'll be hungry to make up for that this week. It could be an ugly Sunday morning for them.
Yeah, yeah. I expect Villa to win that game. But let's talk about Spurs title challenge, eh?
See, I wanted to get into that right quick because okay, so
And VAR, man, VAR.
they face Wolves,
Yeah.
and we'll get onto the Chelsea game in a bit. But actually, we'll start with that because that was mad. Like I was at work, so I was just I watched like a bit of it here and there, and then after work there was like it's close to the end of the game, so I probably caught the last 15-20 minutes, and actually had to like pull over because like I started watching. I was
You
about to
can't
like
take your eyes
put it
off it.
I was about to like put it down and like, all right, let me drive home. I had to like stop, pull over, because like I can't. I'm like, first of all, they're on the halfway line. They have 9 men. This is mad.
Crazy.
And yet, at the end, Son gets the chance. He almost draws level, like right before Chelsea score their third goal. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, man, like they walk through. They have 9 men. They're about to walk through Chelsea right now. Like the score line was really flattering for Chelsea. I have to say, there's got to be the worst hat trick I've ever seen. I mean, a hat trick is a hat trick, but man, that's definitely
You know
not
what it
one
reminds me of?
Zelda
Do you know
can
those?
get out.
You know those charity games, and there's like a make a wish kit, right? And then all the teams, yeah, they go out the way, they jump out the way just to the kids score. That's what I feel like Nicholas Jackson was, bro. It was insane. Like, my goodness.
Just
But Cole
camped out
Palmer,
on the halfway line. I guess the reaction from the Spurs fans at the end of the game tells you all you need to know, man. I guess they lost badly in the end, but they went out playing their way and they went out fighting, and the fans buy into that.
yeah,
Like you watched until the end. I think every Spurs fan to a man was on their feet, singing, applauding the team. I'm like, I've never seen this reaction from a team at home after such a heavy loss.
yeah, yeah.
But credit to Ange. I don't know if it's genius or madness, but he's
It's
proven
madness. It's madness. He's a mad genius.
he's proven this is his way, and he's gonna stick. He's gonna stick to it through thick or thin.
Yeah.
But it's certainly a fascinating watch. Maybe next time they'll go down to 8 men, and then we'll see what happens.
Oh my goodness.
But as a result of the chaos, they are now without Christian Romero. They are without Udogi.
Van der Ven
And Van der Ven is injured.
and
Richarlison is
Madison.
injured too, I think. But I mean,
Yeah, and Madison.
and Madison. That's like 3/4 of your back four and your most creative player.
Yeah.
Is this where the title charge comes to an end?
It has to end, man. I don't see a way they can sustain it. I don't think they can. And especially Wolves, they're facing
Who do they have as coverage in the center back position besides Eric Dyer? It's slim pickings, eh?
Yes.
Probably put Ben Davies there or something if he's still there.
In a back four, Ben Davies would struggle. If he plays back four, doesn't he? Yeah, he's gonna struggle.
And then who plays at left back? If he plays at center back, because Perisic is injured too.
And Udogi suspended on the weekend, so
yeah.
So wait, Emerson Royale and Pedro Porro. So maybe they had to have both of them. So maybe one of them play left back.
Man.
That's gonna be tough. And Wolves are not an easy side. Gary Neville as a manager, I rate a lot. And he's unfairly sacked at Bournemouth. Yeah.
Yeah, Bournemouth definitely did them wrong. Wolves, I feel, have been a bit unlucky this season.
Yeah, but they've been screwed by VAR. My goodness.
Yeah, from their first game to United at Old Trafford.
Yeah. Even last week, the penalty Sheffield United had, they now said that penalty should not have been awarded, but it's too late. What's the point?
Man, Fabio Silva was in tears. He felt so bad.
Yeah.
But one positive point of note for them, Pedro Neto. I rate this guy like up there amongst the wingers in the Prem. This guy, left foot, right foot, it doesn't matter which side he's playing off of.
Yeah.
He's him. He's the truth.
Yes.
Like, he'll take you on. He can cut inside. He can go to the buyout. This guy is a fullback's nightmare. And
the Korean guy,
I don't want to induce no karma, bro. Brother Huang addressed the man by his name.
I'm saying how Pep's did, Pep is like that. You found out,
I'm saying I don't want that kind of karma to come my way. And Cunha, there's a player in there, man. He's just
Yeah.
if he can work on that finishing aspect of his game, he can do well in the league. There's a good player there, like
Who knows? You
his
can maybe
ball.
thrive in a Joe Linton kind of role, you know.
I was
They
thinking
push
the
him.
same thing because
Yeah.
like even from that game at Old Trafford, man, his ability to carry the ball and just keep possession. Again, it's probably not how you'd want to describe your striker,
Yeah.
but it brings something to the team. But Wolves very well have a fighting chance in
Yeah.
this game with these guys, and especially Neto going up against this heavily depleted back four. And with the way Spurs play under Postecoglou, he's going to have a lot of space to run in behind. So I think that one might be a better watch than we think. But yeah,
Also,
this
I'd like to
guy.
say one thing about Romero, that Argentinian Mustafi. That guy is so reckless. They call
No
him like the best
respect.
defender in the world, man.
No
Bro, the amount
respect.
of the amount of times he got away with criminal challenges, and even the one he kicked it out Colwell off the ball, no punishment. I'm glad that
And
fool's getting punished, man.
yeah,
He had a
I don't
kick
know.
out. He had a
It's
little kick out
strange
on.
because he does get away with so much, but then the challenge he actually got sent off for, I don't really think that's a red.
I don't think it's a red either, but I think like based on this season, those are giving us red. Like we talk about Malo
To be
Gusto versus
fair,
Aston Villa, and
yeah.
the red card that Tottenham got Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones that red card. So it's consistent. I don't agree with it, but
To be
it's
fair,
consistent.
even going back as far as last season, I think it was against Palace, Casemiro's challenge, where
Yeah.
he won the ball as well, but kind of went over and followed through. So I guess in that regard, it's like we'll see it as harsh, but they've been consistent with this kind of thing, at
Yeah,
least this aspect of it.
yeah. Even Rashford against Copenhagen. Whenever
That's
they
that's
catch the,
tough.
and that's tough. That should. I mean, yeah, that is tough. That is
That's
tough.
tough.
I feel for him. I
Like
feel for him
you
because he
can see
wasn't
he's
looking.
trying to protect the ball,
Yeah,
which is not an uncommon thing for a football player to do. Like
yeah,
especially in your own defensive third, like you know what I mean. You think he's just gonna like in that situation. I can't see any player just standing by and giving their opponent a free run to the ball if he feels he can, and he did get his body across.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can protect the ball, potentially draw a foul, take some pressure off your team. It's just got a bit unlucky. That's a harsh red.
Yeah. That's why I think, I don't know, like those kind of things kind of rubs me the wrong way. I don't understand the thinking behind those decisions. Like, unless it's like malice or like, I don't know. I guess they're going based on the rule book, I guess.
Yeah, because I mean, and it's kind of these kind of decisions that like change the course of a game too. Because from 2-0 up in the first half, 2-0 up within like 20 minutes, if my memory doesn't fail me.
Yeah.
So 2-2 before halftime, and then losing 4-3. It's these kind of things that can define a season, really.
Yeah.
Even tomorrow, they're going to, or Luton is coming to them at Old Trafford. And even just the fact Luton got a point out of Liverpool last week, I don't think anyone at Old Trafford can view this as a walk in the park. It's very much a fight for them. They have to win,
Yeah,
and
they
they
have to.
have to win well. Like
And when is the last time they played well? That's all.
it's been
Yeah.
underwhelming performance after underwhelming performance. I think the highest goal scorer is either Casemiro or Scott McTominay, and that's so sad. So
Yes.
sad. Like,
But he's a Scottish Terminator for Scotland, man. He just scores goals for fun.
yeah, bagged an assist in midweek too. He set up Hoyland.
Man, he can't stop those goal movements, man. Even I think I had a goal chalked off via VAR, right? Didn't
Yeah,
he? Like,
I think
yeah.
so.
So
Yeah. I think it was last weekend.
yeah, last week or something.
Yeah,
He
I
just
don't
has
know.
that scoring touch. United need to use that to their advantage. Yeah,
Man,
he's a
so many
menace.
people have been saying this for a long time. I think I said it to you guys in the group chat a while back.
Yeah.
He is not a number 6. I don't know. Actually, I do know. It's just because of his size why everyone keeps persisting with him as like the sole pivot, because he runs a lot and he's strong and he has some height. So for his defensive qualities, I assume that's why they put him there as a screen, because he's no Andrew Pirlo. He's not going to take the ball off the back line and like split open a midfield.
Yeah.
But this being an 8, box to box, lots of running, that is his thing. He's not creative enough to be a 10. I see a lot of jokes going around saying they might have missed the beat, whoever changed him from a striker to a midfielder. Maybe they're onto something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is more his role as an 8. I'm not sure what Ten Hag is trying to achieve. I think the general understanding after last season was that he would kind of develop and transition further into the style we saw from him at Ajax. But it
Oh
seems like
yeah,
he's completely
I seen that.
abandoned
I
that.
think I think he said recently that he doesn't have the players
They
to
will
play in the
never
Ajax style.
play. Yeah, he said they will never
Yeah.
play Ajax football. But
I mean,
I
like that's
don't
kind
know.
of a defeatist kind of like attitude. I don't know, like I don't know because like Conte last year left to that Tottenham squad, the same exact squad Ange has.
Mm-hmm.
He made all these excuses. He's saying, "Oh man, these players are not good enough. These players are this, players are that." But then you give
Doesn't
some of
know.
and yeah. So I'm saying like it's. I think he should still stick to his principles and see what happens. You know what I mean? I don't know, like maybe
Like,
because he's not. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Last season, um, I feel the main reason they did so well was Ericsson.
Ericsson.
And yes, with his age and his legs, he was never, I don't think it was ever the plan for him to be continuously starting. Even last season, I don't think that was originally the plan. It just, he tried it and it worked and he stuck with it. But
But
now,
also, one thing that also helped United is two signings. I mean, first of all, Weghorst, he gave a focal point and he gave something Rashford to run off because Rashford is not a center forward. He'll never be a center forward. And also the signing of Casemiro that kind of galvanized the squad in January. I think those are two factors
yeah,
why it's
yeah, that's true.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know why he went away from that midfield dynamic, because he went away from having someone who can progress the ball from deeper,
Yeah.
and it gave him a bit more numbers in that phase of play. And he brought in Mount, and he's played him higher and kind of sacrificed that numerical superiority in
Yeah.
the build-up phase. But it's left them so stretched, and you can see that they're not used to it, because like if you watch City, Arsenal, even Spurs now, there is a clear pattern when they are playing out. You can see the players looking around and moving in relation to their teammates and the ball. But with United, it's all kind of off the cuff. Like the ball gets played out and then it's an age scanning for an option because there's no obvious option already available. So I don't know why he was so quick to stray from his principles. I don't think it's the right decision either. Only time will tell, but I don't
Yeah.
think anyone can argue that he's had a great start so far.
There's no way. I don't think if this keeps going, there's no way he can stay in the job. I think he'd be sacked before the end of the season. Yeah. But it won't solve nothing because this ownership doesn't care.
A cycle will just repeat.
Yeah, I mean, even the infrastructure and everything, it just tells you all you need to know about the club. They're not progressive. They don't care. Like, they just see this club as a money pot, you know. Yes. Unfortunately. But I've been impressed with Luton Town, though. I watched the game. First time I watched Luton Town last week. You know, I'm really impressed with how they played. You know, I think they're a good team. That number 7 for Luton, he was cooking Trent, man. He was cooking Trent. I said,
any winger with a little pace and trickery, they'll have Trent on skates.
No, I don't know his.
That's one for another time. We could have a whole segment about that. But we can wrap it up
scores against United.
Chong, wouldn't that be a story? Wouldn't that be a story? It would be like Madrid has this curse where like old players always come back and either score or ball out against. But you know, good on him. He's making his way at the top level now. He's a Premier League footballer. He's playing regularly. I think that's all he could really ask for. He wasn't gonna cut it at United, so he found his level and he's doing his thing, you know. And credit to them. Taking a point off Liverpool is not an easy task.
And their goalkeeper was amazing in that game too. Their goalkeeper.
Yeah, he was moving mad.
Yeah, he was.
You know
that sound? You know that's. Yeah.
What were you saying?
No, do you know that sound that said Darwin mayonnaise? It's an Arabic.
It sounds like he's singing it. I know as soon as he missed, man, I'm like, oh man, there are gonna be so many memes about this. But so the early game tomorrow, I think I'm gonna be up for that. Wolves versus Spurs. I wanna see that. Arsenal, Burnley, Palace, Everton, United, Luton, Bournemouth versus Newcastle at midday. Sunday we have the big one.
Chelsea, Man City. Eh? I said Bournemouth for just hopeless, man.